With Ishpeming's football season in jeopardy, that could be the last catch we see made on Hematite Field in 2020. But the parents are still fighting for their son's right to play. Some have even gone on social media and attacked Director Roberts personally. Things are getting nasty, and the gloves, they're coming off. One of the most consistently beautiful courses in the UP, from the first tee to the 18th green and to the clubhouse. It's an incredible wait for a game that hasn't even supposed to start until 7 p.m. The mustard's here, the ketchup's here, the barbecue sauce is here. Thanks, Dan. Well, if you've heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times. Pickford has been dominant this year. But let's put some respect on Portland St. Patrick. They've scored at least 40 points in every single game this year, except once. And they didn't do it because they scored 34 in the first, and they called it after that. That's what you're supposed to hear when you finish a hole in disc golf. However, for the last 3 weeks, golfers at the Eagle Rock course at Marquette Alternative High School have been hearing more of that. It's going to be a bump over, a set over, a spike over, a serve over, and if still the board has not found a tic-tac-toe, I just get to throw it over. Best 2 out of 3, and I'm probably going to make a huge fool out of myself. Smooth landing.
That's the most stats.
Tyree, look, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong and I hate it. Giannis is clearly this year's MVP. Here's why. One of them, Christopher Bell, a 24-year-old from Oklahoma, has been making waves in the Xfinity racing scene. Already with 3 wins on the season and an incredible resume in only his 2nd year racing full-time. Yesterday, I had the chance to speak with the young star and get his opinions on his career and the upcoming race in Michigan. Here's what he had to say. The Flivers of Kingsford traveling to Gladstone to take on the Braves, and we're going to pick this one up with Kingsford. Knocking on the door of the end zone, and it's Logan Norman who's able to barrel in for the score like his name was Donkey Kong, throwing barrels at the Plumbers. Next drive for the Braves, Drake Forrest gets the ball out of the shotgun and can't find his man, so what's he going to do? Oh, he's going to cook breakfast. He's going to scramble. Decides to try loft it to Cole Hansen, but it's Kingsford's Josh Villa that comes down with the ball. And he's going to run it back a bit and set up the Flivers yet again. That's what you're supposed to hear when you finish a hole in disc golf. However, for the last 3 weeks, golfers at the Eagle Rock course at Marquette Alternative High School have been hearing more of that. A basket stolen, plucked straight from the ground, on a course that was put together by teachers and students alike to promote a more fun learning environment.
It's really disgruntling to see somebody take what doesn't belong to them and to rob the community of a valuable asset. A lot of people use the course throughout the school day and after school on the weekends. And for somebody to come and take a basket for their own good is pretty discouraging.
I think it kind of put us in awe because we didn't really think it was going to be possible and didn't think anybody would. But I think in total, we're just like, we can do this right and we can make it better.
This wasn't the only basket stolen, though. In August, another basket on the Old Town course in Negaunee was also taken before being returned in full a couple weeks later. Nobody knows who took said basket or why they returned it.
I have no clue, and I don't know why anybody would do it. I don't know what they would do with the basket like this.
Well, there's money in it. They're galvanized steel, so there's scrap metal. But then also, I think, for somebody to take it out to the woods and have it for their personal basket, I think there's a greed or a value there that perhaps they're chasing.
With permanent baskets going for prices upwards of $300, it's incredible to see the community raise the money in such a short time.
The community raised the money within a couple of days, and the UP Disc Golf Association got the funds to us and the basket to us pretty quickly. So it's encouraging to see that kind of support and that quick.
I think it showed great respect for the school, and I know a lot of people think this is just a school that nobody wants to go to, but it's really community involved, and I think it's a great school.
The basket was replaced earlier today, and hopefully this time, it'll stay for quite a while. Most courses in the UP are free to use for anyone in the public, so if we as a community want to make sure they stay maintained, it's up to us to report any foul activity when we see it. For ABC 10 and the CW5, I'm Jon Michael Hoefling. The NBA season picked back up last Thursday. However, MVP voting began on July 21st, before the season restarted. While we don't know the winner yet, we do know the two frontrunners, LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you take a look at their statistics, the winner is clear. The Greek Freak leads King James in almost every major statistic. However, some people don't think it's that black and white.
LeBron helps better his team as a whole. He's not just statistically scoring and all of that nonsense that Giannis does. When he's off the court, on the court, ratio of points scored, it's ridiculous. Most valuable player, not who has the most stats.
Tyree. Look, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong and I hate it. Giannis is clearly this year's MVP. Here's why. When it comes to helping his team, Tyree's right. LeBron's very good at it. LeBron leads the league in assists per game, and if those State Farm commercials are any indication, assists are pretty important. When a player's passing ability translates directly into his team's points, they tend to get MVP recognition. Look no further than Steve Nash in both 05 and 06, the last time the league leader in assists won the MVP award. Nash's incredible passing ability was directly correlated to why the Suns led the league in scoring both years. But the 2020 Lakers don't lead the league in scoring. The Bucks do. Truth be told, in terms of total offense, LeBron's Lakers are
not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
They're 8th. If LeBron's court vision was so crucial, don't you think they'd be doing a little better on offense? Now let's look at on-off court splits. According to cleaningtheglass.com, the Bucks do better when Giannis is on the floor compared to the Lakers when LeBron is on the floor, in both points scored and points allowed. In fact, there isn't a single statistic where the Bucks are better off without Antetokounmpo. As for LeBron, the Lakers are actually less prone to turnovers, more likely to get offensive rebounds, and more likely to get to the free throw line with King James sitting courtside. Lastly, stats aren't everything, true. But just take a look at Giannis's line. Do you know how many times in NBA history a player has averaged 29 or more points, 13 or more rebounds, and 5 or more assists in a season? 3. And it hasn't been done since Wilt Chamberlain in 1966. Giannis is this year's MVP, and it's about as close as Michael Strahan's front teeth.